Welcome to the Gals Guide podcast. Join us on an adventure to get to know famous and infamous women from around the world. Each of our presenters has a pick. Is she ancient history? Is she breaking news? Is she safe for work? Well, that's up to each presenter. All we know is that...
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
It is a new month at the Gals Guide podcast, and we're back! We were off for August because I was in Colorado for half the month, and then I came back sick and kind of postponed our releases for this month as well. But don't worry, you are getting 4 episodes, and we are also continuing our Around the World adventures. So this month is Farm Aid, and it's also the month when many state fairs take place. So we're keeping it close to home, and we're learning about gals who are American farmers. So let me introduce you to my traveling companions to the Heartland. So first up, she is head librarian of Gals Guide and the president of Gals Guide. It's Bonnie Just Fillenworth, everybody! Yay! Bonnie, introduce yourself to the good peoples.
My name's Bonnie Fillenworth, and I do paintings of women throughout history. And I'm here representing our American farmers today with my Tuttle's Orchard shirt, supporting our local orchard.
Look at that.
Cool.
Beautiful. Look at that. Keeping it homegrown.
Mm-hmm.
See what I did there?
I think everybody should know she comes right from work. So this was in the morning.
Yes.
You woke up thinking about podcasting and Gals Guide and
I usually
farmers.
try to coordinate
I know
my
you
shirts,
frequently
even though
do.
no one's going to see them except for you guys.
Right. Well, we appreciate them.
I almost wore my Stardew Valley shirt.
Oh.
So virtual farming.
Yes.
I was like, I should probably go with an actual
Go with
farm.
local. Yeah, there you go. I mean, both appreciated and honored. I dig it. Sweet. Well, next up is our book club director and vice president of Gals Guide. It's Katie Young, everybody. Yay!
Thank you.
Introduce yourself to the good peoples, Katie.
All right, I'll do it. So I'm Katie. I co-run the book club.
Yeah, you do.
Which is awesome. We're also doing a special book club in September. So you guys, you'll I don't know if you'll hear this right after the first meeting.
Yes.
And we'll have 2 more the next 2 Saturdays, the 21st and 28th.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
It's mostly because I know my factors of 7.
Right? So if you want to come to the library and join me for those talks, we are talking about all that she carried. And we're going to this has been provided for us, this opportunity by the Indiana Humanities.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
yes.
So we'll have great snacks. We also will have big picture questions. So even if you didn't get a chance to read the book, definitely come and contribute.
It's going to be awesome.
Yes,
I'm so excited. We are one of 30 organizations that were picked to kind of showcase the book. So
that's so cool.
Us. Look at
and
that.
Go Bonnie applying for
I
it.
know. Thanks for giving us that button. Next up, she is returning to the show. It is Debbie Sponsler, everybody. Yay! So, Debbie, reintroduce yourself to the good people, because it's been a little bit.
It has been a bit. Hi, everybody. I'm Debbie Sponsler. I am the super fan of Gals Guide. I've been around forever and ever.
Absolutely. Before there was a Gals Guide.
Yeah,
when
actually,
it was web.
Yes, that's true. I am also the very, very part-time poetry paladin for Gals Guide.
Yes.
And when I'm not Gals Guide super fanning, I do writing, crocheting. I am a collector of hobbies and do lots of fun things. I collect pins. And Bonnie, just as a quick thing, some of your pins that I've bought online, I have had people like, ooh, those are really cool. Where can I get them? Yeah, that's one of them.
BonnieFilmworth.com.
Yeah, exactly. Very nice. Yes.
So, yeah.
Sweet.
That's me.
I like it. I'm glad you're back. Sweet. As for me, I'm Riru, and I'm the executive director of Gals Guide Library. And I think it was like accidentally fitting because last month I spent many days traveling from Indiana to Colorado. I went through a lot of farmland.
Nice.
I got to see lots of farmers. I got to see lots of land and encounter just how beautiful the American landscape is, how cultivated it is, but also how divided it is, and also how much kind of stolen and abused it is as well. It was all kinds of eye-opening. So I come in with this little bit of mixed feelings when when it comes to farming and American farming, but also a deep desire to really learn more about women who are called to the land. I feel like that's kind of a blank spot. So I'm excited. I also have a farming proverb, because I've been doing proverbs for each of our starts. So I thought it was fitting to start this month's episode with, don't count your chickens before they're hatched. I mean, like, come on, it's right there, right? Exactly. But I think my children actually want me to share this one instead, which is, buy man fish, he day, teach man fish to a lifetime. That is what they said that I should do as a proverb. I think it's on this thing called the interwebs. I think that's where it is. Yeah, like a weird Google Translate kind of sort of thing. Yeah. So, all right. So with that oldness that I am now showing of myself, Bonnie, who do you have for us?
I have a lady who is Rith Imogen Stout.
Ooh, she's got an Imogen in there.
She does.
I don't hear that name, and I always love that name.
It's totally not, but I'm going to say that her name inspired Laura Bailey on Critical Role to name her character Imogen.
Oh.
It's totally not a fact.
Okay.
But in my heart, I'm going to believe it. So.
Why not?
Yep.
Until proven wrong.
Yes.
I like
it. Because I don't think I'd heard the name Imogen until she made that character in Critical Role, and now I'm seeing it everywhere.
There was a book, Imogen's Antlers.
Nice.
I just remember reading the book over and over again, going, that's a cute name! But yes, Ruth is her first name,
Yes, was born June 14th, 1884 in Kansas.
Sweet.
Her parents were Quakers.
Awesome.
Like all the best people are.
There you go.
John Wallace and Lucretia Elizabeth Todd Hunter Stout.
Oh my goodness.
Four-name lady.
4 names, your favorite. Yes.
She has a semi-famous brother, I think famous at the time.
Okay, yeah.
But probably not as much anymore. Rex, who's an author, I think like murder mysteries or something like that.
Okay.
And she had a sister, Mary, but she was one of 9 children.
Ooh, that's a lot of kids.
And...
Yes. But what time period are we talking about, though?
1884 is when she was born. And she's somewhere in the middle of the kiddos.
Makes sense.
I saw, on it, like right when I was finishing up my research and I had to leave, I saw a thing that's listed, it was like a family search thing, and it had the eldest kid was a woman, and it said doctor in front of her name, and I was like, she a doctor in the 1800s? But that's the only thing I saw. I was trying to like look for it real quick. But she died when she was 21, so I'm like, I'm not sure she really has time to get her doctorate.
Right.
But she could have maybe had a lady doctor for her older sister.
Oh, look at
maybe.
That. Cool.
I think it's totally possible, because I think they awarded those things
a
bit
they
differently.
were just
We're not talking
to
a decade of study.
Right, exactly, yeah. True.
You know. Maybe she was more into potions and nice.
Ooh, yes. I like it.
The good
medicine
woman.
Sorry,
Bonnie.
No, we're getting into spooky season, so.
Yes.
Her mother got in her reading time in the winter with 9 children by reading she had a basin of cold water.
Oh, okay.
And when the kids would come up, like they do, hey, Mom, she'd be like, come here, you got a little smudge. Let me get that for you. And she'd have a washcloth, and she'd try to smudge their faces. So that's how she kept the kiddos away. Because that's the worst when you're a kid and your mom. So like they lick their finger.
Well, that's where the mom juice is. It always helps with the boo-boos and with the sticky stuff. It's mom juice.
She's not wrong.
Well, like when you're a kid, that's the worst.
It is the worst and the best.
Unless you have the boo-boo. Then it's not the worst.
Then if you have the boo-boo, it's ice cream.
Nice. But when Ruth was 16, she joined Carry A Nation.
Oh, Carry A Nation. Look at that. To protest alcohol?
Yeah. I don't remember if we've done Carry A Nation yet.
No,
she's come up a couple times.
Yeah, she does.
Because she's a character. If you're not familiar with Carry A Nation, she was a, what do you call it? Not abolitionist.
Oh, prohibitionist.
Prohibitionist, yeah.
She did not like the alcohol.
Did not like the alcohol.
Smashed shit.
Yeah, she would like physically go into bars and smash them up for selling alcohol.
Yeah, no, she's kind of violent
With a
about it.
hatchet.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she changed her name to Carrie A. Nation to make it sound like Carrie A. Nation.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, spoilers, she did get screwed over by her husband, who was a total alcoholic, and
Yeah.
her father was an
That was their
alcoholic.
big thing.
And so her life was ruined by drink, and so she just had it. But the way she went about it was a little odd.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the temperance movement was essentially women speaking up against domestic violence,
Yes.
essentially.
Yes.
And also, like, them worried about men spending all their money on booze or gambling and not being able to provide for their families, since
Right.
the women can't work.
Exactly.
It's a big problem.
Exactly.
So that was their way of dealing with it.
Yeah, because women's rights was going to be too much of an ask.
Mm.
So
Oh,
maybe just take the alcohol away.
But she joined Carrie A. Nation on one of her smashes
Nice.
when she was 16, and Carrie got arrested, and Ruth did not, and she was very disappointed.
Oh, she wanted to get
She
arrested.
wanted to get arrested.
You know, at 16, if somebody would said, "Do you want to go smash up some alcohol?" I would have been like, "Let's go." Like, I would have done it too. That sounds like fun.
But there's a 1964 episode of I've Got a Secret that she appears on, and they discuss her brother's accomplishments as an author, but not her own.
I have
that
her.
They're like, oh, you know, she's the
Brother
she's the
of-
sister of Rex Stout, the author.
Insult to injury.
She was also a published author at this time. Like,
of course, that's why she was on the show. One would think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But yeah, I have the link, and I'll forward it to you to put it in the show notes. It is
Sweet.
pretty adorable.
Felt bad.
She moved to New York
Okay.
and worked as a whole bunch of things: a baby nurse,
Okay.
a bookkeeper, a secretary, a business manager, a factory worker, and she owned a tea shop in Greenwich Village.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's a nice kind of eclectic
A
mix.
whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I got it.
In 1929, she met and married Fred Rossiter.
Okay.
Rossiter? Rossiter?
Yeah, it could go either way.
When she was 45.
Okay.
So, no spinster crap here. She's still an available lady.
Right, I like it.
The next year, they moved to a 55-acre farm outside of Reading, Connecticut.
Gotcha.
Eventually, her sister Mary also lived on the farm with them. And then she planted her first garden in 1930 at the age of 46.
Oh, look at that. One would say a late bloomer. So
nice.
There we go.
Resist the
Nice.
Stupid pun.
No, I need to develop my collection of T-shirts with gardening
Yes,
puns
puns
on them, like hoeing ain't easy, and things like that.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
No, this is very true.
You build it, I'll buy it.
Perfect.
This is an awesome example, though, of it's never too late to
Yes.
find a
Yes.
new interest, to find a new passion.
Yeah.
I mean, not that 47 is at all old, but,
Right.
you know.
That's my age.
But that's when she started doing her thing that she became known for.
Nice. I like it.
And
Her
it's
claim
awesome.
to fame.
And in the gardening community, it's like a saying that your first garden is your worst garden.
Oh, that's fair.
Because, like, you don't know as much.
Mhm.
So, always, like, your first garden, like, just starting out in general, and, like, when you move, your first garden is always, like, the worst one.
Makes sense.
But she did the, like, traditional farming growing methods for about, like, 15 years.
Mhm.
And she eventually grew tired of waiting for someone to come and plow the field so she could plant.
Oh,
Because, like, they always had, like, other people to do, and weather delays, and she was, like, at the bottom of the list.
Right.
So, she came up with a system, which is now known as the Stout method.
Oh.
Oh,
For
Named after
growing.
her, not her brother, the author.
No.
Okay, just checking.
It's not the Rex Stout
the
method
Red
of
Stout method.
gardening.
Yeah. I need to go into the library and put on Rick Stout's books.
Right.
Brother of Ruth Stout.
There you go.
Yes.
But it's the Stout method, and it's a type of no-till method,
Oh.
and it involves putting at least 8 inches of thick, they said mulch, but she used hay
Okay.
down for when you're planting, and this prevents weeds from popping up, and it also acts as compost as it breaks down, and it also holds in moisture.
Well, that that makes sense.
Like, her whole theory of gardening is, like, I guess you call it, like, lazy gardening.
Okay.
She didn't want to have to do any work.
Just
So
put
she was
crap
like,
on
what
top
can
of
I
it.
do?
And if it's compost, it's literal crap on top of it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay.
Because she also, like, kept bragging about she doesn't even have to water because it holds in the moisture.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
She published books about the method, and then she wrote in, I think, like, magazines or some kind of articles that got published, too.
Gotcha.
She published under her maiden name.
Ooh.
I didn't really see,
Yeah.
I never came across of why?
Right.
If it just sounds better, or
Right.
what?
Is it again the brother connection?
Maybe. I don't know who published first.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and I didn't find if, like, him being an author gave her the connections
Right.
to publish.
Or vice
anything.
versa. I mean, I doubt it. But
Her husband, Fred, died in 1960,
gotcha.
and then her sister died in 1977, and then she died in 1980.
Oh.
And there's
That's a
a
long
little, I'm not sure what you would call it. It almost looks like a PBS special kind of
Okay.
a deal
Yeah.
on YouTube, and it's an interview with her in her garden, and they're just, like, going around, and she's showing the garden and just talking about gardening. And all this, like, she brings up the Carrier Nation thing again. And she's just, like, if you like the little charming old ladies, like, you will love it.
Oh.
Like, at one point, she's going through and showing how she plants potatoes.
Mhm.
And she basically just puts down the whole potato.
Yeah.
Because she talks about, well, some people cut them up. But she's like, that's too much work. I don't want to do that.
I just can't be bothered. Potato.
So she's putting the potato, and then she just puts the hay over it.
Yeah.
And she's like, it just grows out of there. And she's
done,
like,
why not?
and I guess that's what you get when you plant potatoes, is potatoes. Like,
Yes.
so many.
Preach.
She's making me feel like maybe I can garden.
Yeah.
You could
Because
make
that's
it.
about
You
the
could
amount of
totally
effort
create more
Mhm.
potatoes.
I want to
yeah.
put into it.
Oh,
like
it was great.
Nice.
It's like a 20-minute long video. This is cracking me up.
Just her putting stuff in the dirt, basically.
Yeah, her going around. She's talking about how she plants different things.
Nice.
At one point, I think they're having, like, picnic in the garden, and she's talking about how she's already drunk off of one glass of wine.
Sweet.
And she brings up, she's like, every time I drink alcohol, I have to apologize to Carrier Nation.
Sure, it's a different time.
So, were there any ever studies, or did she get good results with this method, I guess is my
She did,
question.
because that's how she grew. And a lot of people will do...
And she got yield and stuff, and
Right.
okay,
Mhm.
and it
So,
worked.
wow.
Okay.
She said her garden was 25 feet by 14 feet, and that fed her household and vegetables the whole year. She was like,
Oh.
Wow.
there was stuff, all kinds of little things in that video. She's like, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I don't go to the grocery store anymore. Like,
It's not a disappointment.
Yeah.
but she's talking about how, like, she does all of her gardening and housework and answering, like, fan mail. She gets everything done by 11. And I'm like, what do you do the rest
Wow.
of the day? She was like, I'm such a lazy gardener. I don't do any, like, it was
Nice.
adorable. I'm just like, what do you do the rest of the day?
Right, exactly. Maybe she's back to that reading thing.
She said she has long breakfasts on, she said, Roman style. She's on the couch,
Yes.
reclining.
No chaise,
Oh.
eating or being
Yeah.
fed grapes
Yeah.
by somebody. Yes, exactly.
But no, I had heard of the stout method, and I just wanted to learn more about her.
Yeah, you're like,
She's
what is this? How
adorable.
did this get started?
But no, the no-till
Sounds
garden
cute.
thing is, like, a big thing now,
Gotcha.
especially if you've seen, there's a great documentary called Kiss the Ground.
Yes.
It's on Netflix.
Okay,
It's
yep.
really good, and I forget, I need to rewatch it. They explain that there was a connection with, I forget if it's like air quality
Okay.
or more radical swings in temperature, and they linked it back to it's the time where everyone's tilling up the ground, messes everything up.
Oh, gotcha. The particles
they're-
get up in the air and then it blows around.
Because then there's the ground's naked and it erodes more quickly.
Oh.
There's not really it's not really good to keep doing that on a mass scale.
Right. It's getting up into the airs and the atmospheres.
And then I'm trying to look up that other book that I saved that I know I was telling you about.
Yes.
That I had heard about on another podcast. That
I know if I remembered it, I'd totally help you out. I'm like, I'm blanking.
No, I know where I saved it here.
I just have to say, I've seen so much online about how granny habits or grandma skills are coming back and really important to the younger generation. So I could see Ruth becoming quite the icon.
Yeah.
We need to really promote this.
Resurgence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's even like a growing, because Katie, you love doing the cooking, of Great Depression cooking, where it's like making things with like 3 or 4 ingredients, because it tends to be like gluten-free, allergy-free, as it's Great Depression food.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
chewing on some cardboard.
Yes, exactly.
The book is Earth in Her Hands, 75 Extraordinary Women Working in... Where'd it go?
I'm going to say farming.
Working in the world of plants.
Oh, it's
much more graceful.
Yes, no, that's lovely. Yes. That sounds like a good one. Look at that.
And it's like
Gorge.
kind of like a coffee table book. It's got like 2 to 4 pages on each lady.
Nice. But you get
That's
75
adorable.
of them.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. I dig it. Do you want me to close it up?
Sure.
Oh my goodness gracious. All right. Well, that wraps it up for our first episode of the month. Join us next week as another American farmer is picked. See, picked is also kind of a pun in this particular situation, too. While another American farmer is picked to share as the Gals Guide podcast continues. Thanks for listening. Want to learn about more women of history? Gals Guide opened a unique women's history lending library. Come visit and explore our collection. Learn more at galsguide.org. Thanks for listening.